And this is something, too, in addition to the stronger winds and the potential for a tornado, we're still watching the potential for flooding in these areas, and a lot of these spots are very prone to flooding. It's the low-lying areas, the poor drainage areas that are most susceptible to the flooding at this point. So we're looking at the storm reports, and notice we're not really seeing anything at this point that has popped on up. But let's check back in with Ben Semino in the newsroom. You mentioned folks at Salem State, I guess you said,
Yeah,
Ben?
no, Salem Public Schools, actually. There must be some kind of summer program that's still continuing. They told us they have now moved all students and staff that are in their public school buildings in Salem to interior rooms on the lowest levels of the buildings, be that a basement or first floor. And if you can see the camera there on the right side, that's from CityCats or City Camera. It's high above the financial district of Boston, looking back toward the northeast, toward Logan, toward this area. Let's go back to Cindy with another update. Cindy.
All right, this is a new one. We've got a brand new tornado warning that we are now watching, and this one is not within that area. This is the cell that has popped up on the backside of this out in Worcester County. You can see this right here. This is now south of the Leominster area, and this tornado warning, as you can see, includes Clinton and Lancaster, points north and eastward right up into 495, just south of Littleton. And this tornado warning also goes until 145. This is a clearer indication here of some tight coupling and rotation on radar just south of Clinton. You can clearly make this one out. It was much more difficult closer to Boston. This is a clearer picture of what is happening. So let's zoom in tighter here just south of the Clinton area. And this is where we have a tornado warning for a radar indicated possible tornado here right around Clinton. So if you know anyone in the Clinton area, you want to make sure they are aware of this. A tornado warning right now. It's for the next 25 minutes or so. The cell is moving toward the north and east. Going to go right through Clinton, it appears. You can see that coupling stretching to Boylston as well. But this is the area right in here that radar is indicating the potential for a tornado. This cell is moving toward the northeast. So from Bolton to Harvard to Littleton, all in line for this as it continues to move toward the north and east over the next 25 minutes or so. Maybe we could look at, there you go, AJ, you just read my mind, this correlation coefficient. And that right there is not good. Let's zoom in a little bit tighter. This coloring here, okay, we'll see. We'll see. So we're going to keep an eye on this for you. So this correlation coefficient product, as we talked about here, kind of a debris tracker that we mentioned. You can see how the colors here are all kind of this purplish color, and then you get that bullseye right here where the color changes. This is indicating there might be something that has been thrown into the air that is not the same size or type as everything else. That's indicating perhaps debris, and that will be what we call a debris ball headed right toward Clinton, between Clinton and Boylston. So maybe we can track this street. It looks like this is 110. My eyes aren't the best, but it looks like it perhaps is right over this area right here. So this is something that we are watching now. We have 2 tornado warnings in this area. So in the Clinton area, if you are familiar with this, this is indicating that there might be some debris out there from a possible tornado that is radar indicated here, right out in the Clinton area, right along Route 110 between Clinton and Boylston. So this tornado warning is up until 1:45. It is 1:21 right now here on your Thursday morning. You can see the rain cell is much smaller than what we've been dealing with to the east. This is kind of a new cell that developed on the backside of the main corridor of rain with this, but this stretches up toward Lancaster as well with the heavier rain. You are also included in this tornado warning, as is Harvard. It goes up close to the Littleton area, and this cell is tracking toward the northeast. So these are communities that would be impacted. This is the tracker here. You can see it's 1:40 or so, Boxborough to Littleton, just after 1:45 this afternoon. So this cell's moving pretty quickly, but there are indications of not only this coupling here on the radar with indications of rotation, but also we're seeing signs that there might be some debris around the Clinton area that is moving toward the north and east. So we've got this right here, this tornado warning up with a possible tornado in the Clinton area, and this is moving toward the northeast pretty rapidly at this hour. So from Lancaster to Bolton on north and eastward, these are communities that if you know someone, you want to make sure they are aware of this, and if you live there, you need to make sure you are away from the windows right now, lowest level of your home. If you have a basement, that is the best place to be. One tornado warning right here. Perhaps we can check on the other one closer to Boston because we have 2 tornado warnings at this point. One here in Worcester County and the other one here closer to Boston, just north of Boston, up toward Danvers and Beverly as well included within that, and that one is still in effect. Not seeing the type of rotation with this that we are out in Worcester County, showing you that what is closer to Boston is a much broader, perhaps weaker situation than what we're dealing with out in the Worcester area right now. Tremendous rainfall here out just north of Boston, stretching up through the North Shore, where we still got that flash flood warning up until 1:45. So multiple things we are watching. Rain that could be producing flash flooding and thunderstorms which could be producing tornadoes.